Hi, and thank you for joining me today for Unity from Scratch, where I will teach you to do stuff with Unity that I just recently learned. So today we're going to install Unity on Ubuntu distribution. I have a clean Ubuntu distribution here that I installed on a VirtualBox because I don't have it as my main machine. So the first thing we'll do is go and download Unity. Fire off Firefox, go to Unity. Click on Get Started. And here you'll find three options. These options are for people who actually make money of creating games or other stuff with Unity. That's not who we are, so we'll go to individual. Here you'll find two options. One is student. If you are a student, pick this option because it gives you a little bit more options, like real-time cloud diagnostics to your game, so you'll be better off selecting that one. But for most of us who don't make more than $100,000 a year, this one is for us. So let's click on Get Started. Click on Start here. It will ask you again to verify that you don't make enough money to go on the Pro or the Plus plans. And it will download the Unity Hub. The Unity Hub is actually a piece of software that will enable you to manage the different versions of Unity. As time progresses, more versions will come out, and you'll have to select which versions you want installed on your computer. So that will help you. We don't need that anymore. Now, since we're on Linux, we'll have to say that this file is an executable file. And then right click. Up image, just for your knowledge, is like a generic package that can run on many Linux distributions. So that's good for us. Click on Run. Agree to the terms of services. If you want to read them, then great. I'll skip that. And we have the Unity Hub up and running. Now it will say that you don't have a valid license at this moment. It doesn't really matter. So get out of your preferences and go to installs. In installs, you'll see all the different versions of Unity that you have installed on your machine. Since this is a fresh install, you won't find anything here, so click on Add. Now you can select a long-term support, that's the LTS version, meaning that this version will get patches, a lot of patches over time. Or you can select the official release or the pre-release, which is alpha and beta versions of Unity. We'll go with the official release. Now it will tell you here if you have enough space. Unity is big, so make sure you have at least 7 GB of free space on your machine. And you can download here additional options like Android phone support, iOS support, Linux support, Mac support, Windows support. All of these supports actually relate to the time when you want to publish your game. On what platforms would you want to game feature on? But at this point, we don't really care about that. We can add these things later, so don't worry. And if you know Chinese, Japanese, I think it's Japanese, then you can download language packs, but I don't read that well. Okay, so I don't select anything and I'll click Done. Now what will happen here is that the Unity Hub will download and install the version of Unity that you selected. This is going to take some time because it's a big installation. So I think we'll pass the time faster. Now, while we're waiting for Unity to install, we can have a look at the other stuff that the Unity Hub is offering. Okay, so let's go first to projects. Here, every project that you create will have a shortcut here with the version of Unity that you want it to be run on. You'll be able to select, if you have multiple versions of Unity installed on your machine, you'll be able to select which version of Unity you want the project to be executed on. Also, we have Learn here. This is quite a nice touch by Unity. They give you here demo projects for many different types of games. This will enable you to actually go and see how these micro games are created. They are fully featured with scripts and graphics to get you up and running and understand how the mechanics of each game works. Actually, most of these games have a course that is available on Unity Learn, and there are short tutorials here for different parts of the Unity software. So you will be able to see here a short tutorial for Pro Builder or tile maps and other stuff as well. Last, there's a community. These are actually shortcuts for different parts of the Unity website. There's the forums, blog, Unity Answers, where you can ask questions in a very similar manner for Stack Exchange or Stack Overflow. And there's actually live help here, but that's a paid service by Unity. So let's go back here and see how we're progressing. We're almost done. Okay, so now it's installing. This will take not very long, but we'll fast forward that as well. Okay, it seems that Unity is now installed. Now, before we begin, since we need to edit some code, we'll need a C# editor for Linux. If it was Windows, I would recommend using the official Visual Studio Community Edition by Microsoft. But since we're on Linux, I would probably go with Visual Studio Code. You can find it on the App Store. Just look for Visual Studio, and yeah, that's the one. Install it. Okay, and it's installed. Let's check it out. Yeah, it seemed to be working. Now, just to make sure, we'll probably need C# support. So, let's see. Yeah, there it is. C#. I want Dart. And Let's see if there's something interesting here. There's autocomplete. Okay, so it looks like we're ready. Let's close that. So the next thing we'll do is to launch Unity. But before we can do that, we need to get a license. Since if we try to launch it, like create a new project, it will just say that we don't have a license. Let's see that. We'll do new. We'll select a 2D project and we'll call it sample. Create, and it will tell us that please sorry, but we don't have a license. So how do we get a license? The first thing we need is to create an account. You can create it right here or from the Unity website. Just click on sign in. Here you can sign in with your Google account, Facebook account, or single sign-on account. I have my own account, so okay, and we're signed in. So now we can go into the preferences, license management, and we can see that we don't have a license. So let's activate a new one. We're going to do that for Unity Personal again. You need to say that you earn less than 100K a year. That's me. And we have a license. Great. So now we can go back here and create a new project. Again, we'll do a 2D project, call it sample project. And you'll see that since we have only one version of Unity, then it will auto-select it. Let's do create. And we have Unity booting. That's a good thing. It will take time because now Unity is actually creating all the different parts of the project. There's a lot of them. Yay! We have Unity installed on Linux. That's great. So before we can continue, we need to make sure that .NET is installed on our OS. We do have now Visual Studio Code, but that's not enough, it's just the editor. So to do that, we'll go into a short tutorial by Microsoft. It's called .NET Hello World. And get started. Install .NET Core SDK, and we want it for Ubuntu, which is down here. Install .NET Core on Ubuntu. Great. So okay, just copy this. Go into the terminal, paste it, and copy. That was fast. Maybe it was already installed. Oh no. Yeah. and it's installing. Again, waiting. Okay, so now we have it installed. To check if it's installed correctly, we'll just type .NET. And yeah, it seemed to work. Great. So next, you can close that. This one. As you might already know, Unity is based on C# or .NET. In the early days, .NET was Windows-only technology, and there was a project named Mono that was used to make .NET cross-platform. So today, while .NET became cross-platform, Unity still relies on Mono. So we'll have to install that too. Go to your browser, Mono project. And download. We want to download this to Ubuntu, so we have what we need to do here. Open our terminal. And the first thing we'll do is install certificates. Great. Next, we'll install the key. Great. And we'll add the repository of Mono. And last, we want to update everything. This updates our package list that our distribution recognizes. And once this is done, we want to install Mono. And this might take a little bit of time, so let's speed things up. Okay, and we're done. So now we can close this. Next, we want to integrate Visual Studio Code into our installation of Unity. So we'll go into the preferences, external tools, and we want to browse for Visual Studio Code here, but we're not sure where it is. So let's go back to our terminal, and to actually run Visual Studio Code from the command line, you can just write code. See, and it works. But to locate it on the disk, just write which code, and you can see it resides in snap bin code. So that's great. Go back to Unity, and we'll browse for it. It's supposed to be in snap bin code. Great. So the next thing that we want to do is test that everything is working properly. So we'll just download a small sprite from the internet, attach a script to it, and see that everything is working properly. So we'll search for free game art
here. Let's pick Santa. Download it. Okay, and let's extract it. Yeah, and we see that we have a lot of Santas here. Yeah, great. So we'll just pick one out. Don't need that. Let's create a folder here. Call it sprites. And just take this one here. Next, we'll just drag it here. And we'll add a script. Just call it test. And if we go to the assets, we should be able to see the script here. We can actually create a script folder and drag it in. And when we double click on it, we should see Visual Studio Code open, which is great. Now all we're going to do is just print a message for us. And I think we're good to go. Let's close it. Give Unity a few seconds to compile it. And we'll go to the console, clear everything here. And when we run, we should see Santa was here. Yay. So we can see that everything is working. Our environment is ready. And we can continue to develop our games. I want to thank you for joining me today. It was lots of fun. And next, I think I'm going to make a video about installing Unity on Windows. It's a little bit simpler, but I hope you'll find it enjoyable too. Bye-bye.